Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to our beloved course, Grammatical Structure. We are going today to continue talking about the verb tenses. Last time we talked about the simple present and the present progressive, and still there is just one thing that you should know about the progressive tense before we continue to another tense, which is the future tense, the simple future today. So if you go to your book, page 16, on page 16 we have something that is called non-progressive verbs. What does that mean? It means that there are some verbs that we cannot use in the progressive tense, that we cannot have them to express something that's happened now. So let's meet and be introduced to these verbs. We have verbs like know, believe, doubt, like, dislike, appreciate, belong, and all of these verbs I hear, sound, consist of, exist, seem. All of these verbs we cannot use in the progressive tense. Well, sometimes we can use with them ing, but if we want to express something that's happening now, we cannot do this. By examples, it's going to be very clear. I'm going to read from the book because I cannot read from the screen. It's blurry and not clear. So let's have exercise 7, which is a warm-up exercise, something to warm up our memories about the progressive verbs. Number 1, the chef is in his kitchen right now. So we have, let me explain on the board, we have what? We have right now. And I said last time, when you see right now, think immediately of the verb plus ing. So the correct answer is cooking. So this is the correct answer. The chef is in his kitchen right now. What's he doing? He is cooking. We are describing what this man or what the chef is doing. So he is cooking. Number 2, he some soup. Can we say he tastes or he is tasting some soup? Well, he tastes would sound okay, but I would go with he's tasting, because now he's tasting now. So he is tasting some soup. When we say he tastes some soup, means it's something that happens every day, and this is not English. This is not correct English. Maybe it's correct in grammar. It is correct grammar to say he tastes some soup, but the meaning is not correct. We have to pay attention. Sometimes the sentence looks okay, the sentence looks grammatically correct, but the meaning is not correct. He tastes some soup means every day, or he usually tastes some soup, and this is not logically sensible. So he's tasting. Why? Because he's tasting now. Number 3, it tastes too salty, or it is tasting too salty. Well, when we say it tastes too salty, this means this is a fact. The soup is salty, has a lot of salt in it, and this is a fact. So it tastes too salty. This is the correct answer. It is tasting too salty means it is tasting now too salty, and after 1 minute or 2 minutes it's going to be something else. Maybe sweetie, maybe sour, which means hamad in Arabic. So if we say it is tasting too salty, means just now it is too salty, but this is not true. So the correct answer is no, is A. He does not like it. He isn't liking it. The answer, I would say, he does not like it. Why? Because this is a fact. He does not like the soup. So let's check our answers and see. This is page 16. So number 1, 2, you see here. Let me close this. So you see here the exercise 1 and 2B, 3 and 4A. Back to our exercise, page 16. So you see, from this exercise we learn that the verb taste can be both. Sometimes we can use it in the progressive tense, and sometimes we cannot use it. How do we know? Well, it depends on our knowledge. The more we know about English, the more we can decide how can we choose the correct verb tense. This is number 1. Number 2, it depends on the meaning of the sentence. As we saw here, it tastes too salty. Why? Because it is a fact, and we cannot neglect the fact. If we say it is tasting salty, it means now. This is very important. If we understand the meaning of the verb, of the progressive verb, we can understand why we choose this, not that. Let's see the rest of the verbs. We have I know your cousin. This is a fact. I know your cousin. I know your father. I know your family. This is a fact. I cannot say I am knowing your cousin. I am knowing your father. Why? Because the progressive ing means just now. Maybe after 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 hour, 2 days, 3 days, something else happens. But when we say I know your cousin, this means a fact. I know it from yesterday, I know it today, I will know it forever. And the same is true for all of these verbs. I believe today is windy and dusty. When you say I believe, because believing has to do with your ideas, with your thoughts, with the way you think. So all of these verbs that has to deal with all the verbs that have to deal with your feelings, your opinions, with your senses, like I hear, I touch, I smell. Touch is something different. I smell, or I hear, or it sounds. All of these verbs usually are not used in the progressive tense, but sometimes, depending on the meaning of the sentence, depending on the meaning that we want to express, we can use them in the ing, like tasting, for example. So this is very important, and I wanted to draw your attention to it before we end the discussion about the progressive verb. So here we have some examples for common verbs with both non-progressive and progressive meanings, like think, for example. So let's have number 1. It looks cold outside. This is a fact. It's cold outside, so it looks cold outside. But Olga is looking out the window. So there's a difference between it looks cold, but looking from the eyes, we can use it in the ing form or in the progressive form. So it depends on the meaning of the sentence. It's very, very easy. Just decide whether this is a fact, something that is true, or is something that can be happening now. Jack appears to be tired today. She is appearing on a TV show today. So here we talk about the appearance of someone, how he looks like. But she is appearing on a TV, which means she is on a TV show. She is, for example, having an interview on a show or something like this. So there's a difference between appears here and appearing here. I think that Mr. Leo is a good teacher. I am thinking about my family right now. I think means here has to deal with your opinion, but I am thinking here has to deal with your thinking, that you are thinking of something right now. It's not opinion here. I have a bicycle. This is a fact. I am having a good time. Why? Because you are talking about the time being, the current time, that you are enjoying your time. I am having a good time. Do you see that bird? The doctor is seeing a patient right now. So do you see? See now has to deal with your vision. You are trying to see something, but here the doctor is seeing a patient right now, means he is dealing with a patient. He's trying to treat a patient here. It does not mean the doctor is seeing a patient like this. No. The doctor is seeing a patient means he is treating the patient. He's trying to see what problems he got. The soup tastes salty, as we say. The chef is tasting the soup. Something smells bad. What is it? Anna is smelling the perfume to see if she wants to buy it or not. So the difference between smelling something now and smelling something which is like a fact or an opinion of your thoughts. So this is it about the non-progressive verb. You have here a little exercise which is very nice. You can read them and try to see more the differences between these verbs. As I said, we cannot do all of the exercises. Also on page 18 there are some good exercises, because if we are going to do all the exercises we cannot finish the course. And I want to give you more information than the information that you already know. I know that you know the present simple, the progressive ing, ed, you know all of these. So I want to give you more information, because now you are English major students. So let's go to our lesson today, which is about the simple future. And again, let me draw the timeline. This is the timeline. This is now, this is past, and here's the future. So we are going to talk about something that will happen. Oh, this is not, this is a row, an arrow. Oh, sorry, what happened? Yes, again. So we are going to talk about the future today. Something that will happen in the future, not now, not in the past. You will do it in the future. I will. So again, we are going to know the uses of the simple future, how to make questions, negatives, and some practices. But today, I am going to give you something new. We will have some exercises before we do the lecture, and then there are some exercises after the lecture. So we have what is called pre-test and post-test. Pre-test means a test before something, post a test after something. So we have here the pre-test. We are going to test our knowledge about the future. So we have some exercises here. The stores at noon today is going to close, are going to close, am going to close. So what is the correct answer? I'm not going to tell you the answers. You are going to have the answers after you finish the exercise. So please do the exercise and then see your score. After you finish the exercise, you will see the answers. Please don't cheat. And then after you have your score, go to this slide and you will see the description of your level. So if you score 20 out of 20, you are excellent. Go to the post test. You don't need to study today's lesson. If you get 90 out of 20, you are very good. You just try to review your incorrect answers. From 18 to 20, you are good. Review the incorrect answer and study the rules presented in this module. Do the practice exercises and then go to the post test. So if you score less than 11, you need more practice. You need to listen very carefully to our practice or to our lecture today. So depending on your score from the pre-test, you are going to decide whether you need today's lesson or not. So let's start today's lesson. You use the simple future tense when you talk about future events or plans. So talking about your plans, future plans or future events, you are going to use the simple future. And there are two ways to using the future, and we are going to talk about them in a minute. You also use the simple future tense when you want to make a prediction or make a promise. I'll make you an offer you cannot refuse. I'll buy you this if you give me this. So this is something like a promise. Or making a prediction. I will score, for example, an A+ in this score. I'll go to Mecca. This is a future event or plan. I'll do an MA and a PhD after I finish my undergraduate studies. This is a plan. So all of these are the uses of the simple future. There are two ways to make the simple future tense. In this module, we will present pattern 1. We are not going to the module simple future tense part 2. We will present pattern 2. I'm going to present both of them actually, but to make it easy for some of you, not all of you, I know some, the majority of you are good students, but I'm expecting some students to ask me, what's the difference between going to and well? Well, the easy answer is there is no difference. And for those people who want to be experts in the English language, well, I see, in my view, that there is a little difference, a slight difference between going to and well. Going to, I would say, for the immediate future, for the very close future, something that's going to happen, for example, in a minute or 1 day or 2 days. Well, for the far future, something that's going to happen maybe in 1 year or 1 month. It depends on your situation. So this is a very slight difference. And for people who ask which pattern to use in our language, in our daily language, in writing or speaking, I would say both. Try to vary using both patterns, either going to or well. But some people try to avoid using going to because they mix it up with ing and progressive, so they like to use well. So if we want just to have an example, let's have a subject. For example, I am going to. And then a verb, the base form, the normal form. I am going to study. The base form means we add nothing to the verb. No s, no ing, no ie, no ed. Or we say I will study. So you see, this pattern looks more easier, or easier than the other pattern. So this is pattern 1. I am going to graduate next May, and then we have some signal words that help us to know that we are talking about the future tense. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, the day after tomorrow, next Monday, next week, next weekend, next month. So next, the day after, and tomorrow are the main signal words that always used with the future time. Sometimes today I will go to see my doctor. Today I'm going to visit my aunt. This afternoon I am going to have some lunch with friends. In 10 minutes I am going to leave the room. In 3 days I'll be finishing my report. So all of these also expressions are used with the future time. Sometimes soon I'll be a teacher. Soon I'll be an engineer. Tonight I am meeting my friends. So all of these signal words which are used with the future time. So the affirmative sentence, affirmative means the normal sentence, not the negative sentence. So all of these you know them, that I takes am, you takes are, he takes is, she takes is, and etc. Then going to study and tomorrow. I don't want to explain this more, but if you need more explanation, just email me or phone me up, or on the live session, in the live lectures, just ask me to elaborate. I am going to watch a movie tonight. You are going to see the doctor tomorrow. Miguel is going to fix his car later today. All of these examples of affirmative sentences. Negative sentences, very easy, the same as the affirmative sentence, but we add not. Where do we add not? We add it here, after the subject and verb to be, and before going to. This is very important. We put not here, in this place, after verb to be. But with will, it is different. With will, we put not after will. So here are the examples. I am not going to watch a movie tonight. You are not going to see the doctor tomorrow. I'll leave you read all the sentences for yourself. Contractions. A contraction is the combination of two words into one. In contractions, letters are replaced with an apostrophe. It's like here, I am not, it becomes I not. I am not, it becomes I am not. You are not, you are not, or you aren't. All of these called contracted forms. As I told you before, we use them in speaking, not in writing. She is not, or he is not, becomes his not, or he isn't. She's not. It is not, it becomes it's not. We are not, it becomes we're not, or we aren't. They are not, it becomes they're not, or they aren't. Here are some examples of contractions in negative sentences. I am not going to watch a movie. It becomes I am not going to watch a movie. etc. This is not very important. Yes, no questions. How do we make yes, no questions? Very easy. Verb to be, we move it to the beginning. Am I going to study tomorrow? Are you going to study tomorrow? Is he going to study tomorrow? Very easy. And we should not forget question mark. Why? To indicate that this is a question. So don't forget to add the question mark. How do you answer these questions? Either you say yes you are, or no you aren't, and etc. I'm not going to waste a lot of your precious time, because I'm very sure that you have studied all of these before. And here are some examples. WH questions: who, what, how, where, and which. And again, please don't say that I'm not explaining everything. I want to explain everything, but I know that most of you have studied all of this before. So if you need more explanations, just ask me. I'm going to say it in Arabic. إذا تحتاجون شرح أكثر لهذه الأشياء اللي أنا أعتقد أنكم درستوها من قبل، اسألوني وأنا بالإيميل، بالتليفون، بالمحاضرات المباشرة، وإن شاء الله راح أكون متجاوب معكم ونشرح لكم أي نقطة تشكل عليكم. لكن أنا أرى بعض النقاط تكون مهمة وأريد أن أنتقل إليها بسرعة، لأنها هي الأهم بالنسبة لي وأعتقد أنها جديدة. So let's back to our business. Our business here, the WH questions: what, where, when, why, who, and how. The same as the yes/no questions, and then we add the WH question here. And here are some examples. And here are some exercises. I the laundry this afternoon. I am going to do the laundry. Why? Very easy, because I takes am. It does not take is or are, so it is I am going to do the laundry. Il is there to a pool party next Saturday, so it is a, because il is there one person and it takes is. Il is there is going to. We at the new Italian restaurant tomorrow night. We are going to eat. I'll leave the rest for you. Here are the answer key, and here are the your results. So after you finish the exercise, you should go to your results and see whether you are excellent, very good, or good, or you need more practice. So this is the post-test now. So if you score 20 in the exercise before, go to the post-test. If not, you need to do more practices. Go review all the exercises before you go to the post-test. Here's the post-test, and here is the answers. And again, after the post-test, if you score 20, congratulations. You understood the future tense or the future time. Or maybe you are very good, you need just some review. Good, you need to review a lot of the difficulties that you faced, or you need more practice. So this is it about the future tense or the simple future. Very easy. Either you want to express your intentions to do something in the future events or plans or predictions or promise, so you are going to use going to or will. I am going blah blah blah, I will blah blah blah. One thing that I just need to assert here, because I think I did not include in the slide, yes, here in this slide, if you want to have an example about will, I will not will be placed here after will. This is the difference between will and going to. Not before going to, but here not after will. I will not study, for example, tomorrow. So this is what I wanted to explain to you. Thank you for watching or listening, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. تمام.